relationships at the time. I like my space. He tattoos on my name. You know, help him out with his kids and stuff. All these female friends he was having sex with, and then I'll continue. And so, without calling, without, you know, they'd reach out to me. Come to find out, lying about having kids. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Lip Service by Stacy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Today I'm gonna do something a little different, but before I get into that, I do want to tell you what we're gonna snack on. Again, I know I said before I'm not really a junk food eater, but with this kind of story, you need these kind of snacks. So we're gonna get us some Tostinos chunky salsa. I have to get medium because it has to have some bite. There's nothing like bland salsa. And I got me the matching Tostino scoops. You see that? I love the multigrain because it's a little crunchier than the regular one. All right, so I'm actually gonna do a little story time with you guys today. Let me just open up my bag. Smells so good. I was hanging out with a friend earlier, and we kind of were talking about something. She's been my friend for about 20 years, and we were talking about some stuff, like our past, some funny stories and stuff like that. And then she made me remember one of my most toxic relationships ever. One of them. I had a few toxic ones. Anyway, let me enjoy a chip real quick. I mean, really, the multigrain is chewier, is crunchier than the regular one. If you hear some background noise, my kids ain't asleep yet. But I really wanted to do this video because it's getting late. And I didn't want to forget, like, some really juicy stuff. Well, anyway, I'm really about to date myself with this, so do not judge me. Go judge your mama. So one night, really late, I just moved back from Florida, and you know, I remember studying to take my boards, and I would get onto one of those chats every once in a while. I don't know if you guys remember, like Yahoo chat and MSN chat rooms and those type of things. So I was diverting myself from studying. I got on one of those chats and started talking to some like random people. One person in particular, I started messaging a little more regularly. Anyway, he's an Army veteran, lived out of state. Definitely my type of relationship at the time. I liked long distance relationships at the time. I like my space, so it was great. We would talk for hours and hours. He was very nice to talk to, pretty decent looking guy or whatever. Who was originally from New York, so really perfect because I live in New York. And I'm telling you, chips and salsa, I could eat this whole bag, y'all. Let me know what's your favorite chip and salsa combo. Now, I like queso, but not from the jar. If I get queso, it has to be like at a restaurant or something, you know. And then I don't like restaurant salsa. I prefer my salsa from a jar, like this. Anyway, me and this guy started talking regularly. He came out to New York once. We hung out, went on a couple of dates. We flew back home. And then we did a lot of talking. So we connected a lot telephonically. Then he gives me a surprise for my birthday. Y'all won't guess what the surprise is. Come on, try to guess. He tattoos my name across his chest. I'm like, oh my God. This guy's really serious, right? And then me, just at the time, I'm like, oh my God, he tattooed my name. You know, even though I wasn't ready to be like boyfriend and girlfriend. But we are connecting, we're talking. So I decided to, okay, let's just become boyfriend and girlfriend. Started meeting some of his friends. He had a lot of female friends, which I'm never comfortable with, but whatever. And his female friends would do favors for him all the time. Like, bring him food, do his laundry, you know, help him out with his kids and stuff. But anyway, I'm not insecure, so I never felt like investigating them. And I didn't think that any of them were pretty enough. Not to sound superficial, but they kind of looked beat, most of them. And one of his friends had like this like weird stomach where she looked pregnant all the time. Not that you have to have a perfect body, or I'm not trying to body shame her, but you know, whatever. I said what I said. Anyway, so I'll fast forward for you guys because it actually can be very long. I ended up dating this guy for a year. Come to find out, he's a complete liar. Everything he says is a lie. All these female friends he was having sex with. And the way I found out is because he came to visit me at my place, because we would go back and forth. And his phone notifications kept going off. And one of the pop-up notice messages said something like, "You're with her, aren't you? How could you do this to me?" Then I got kind of curious and I clicked it and I read the messages. And he was sending dick pics from my house to some other woman. So I was like, okay, now I gotta figure this out. And this other woman that he was sending it to was one of his friends. And I remember one time she even picked me up from the airport and dropped me off at his place on one of my travels to his house. So yeah, definitely she had no self-esteem. Oh my God. I know it's like chunky and stuff. Can you see that? I love the chunks. I like them watery salt, so. Oh man. I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up in these chips. And let me get a couple more in and I'll continue. Anyway, yeah, so he was sending homegirl dick pics from my house. And I know you could, like, in the background of the picture, you could see, like, you know, my stuff. That's why the girl must messaged him, you know, you're with her or whatever. And then I kept reading the messages and she was like, oh, you told me that your dad was sick. You know, I sent you that money to go see your dad. You lied. You used that money to go see her. I'm tired of you using me. And stuff like that. So anyway, I confronted him about it. And that he did come clean. We got into a big fight, by the way. I was so aggressive. I was so upset. Like, I literally I got physical with him. And I don't promote that. You shouldn't put your hands on nobody. But at the time, I was so devastated. And I didn't have really good control over my behaviors and actions. But as I've grown up, of course, you know, I've learned that, you know, you have to talk things out. And some things just don't deserve your attention. Like, after dating him, any guy I dated after that, if it wasn't working, I just walked away without saying a word, without calling, without, you know, they'd reach out to me, I would just ignore it because ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, so we got into a physical altercation. I scratched the back of his head. He ran out of the house. Came back later to get his things and then explained himself. Told me the truth for the first time in our whole relationship that he's actually not working. He is a veteran. He gets a limited amount of benefits. When I come to see him at his house, the furniture at his house was rent-a-center furniture. It wasn't even his furniture. Like, he showed me a picture of what his house really looks like, and it was, like, empty. He has his female friends, which help him, you know, by giving him money for things. That's how he's able to take me out. That's how come he's always able to fly back and forth, because they always buy him tickets and stuff like that. He even said with his own mouth he intentionally dates women with low self-esteem so that he could use them. He didn't realize that I wasn't that kind of woman, and he was trying really hard to keep up with his image. But he knew that it would catch up with him eventually. He sent Shorty that pic to just keep her, you know, I guess, going. But it ended up backfiring because you could see my stuff in the background. And it's a lot of mess. A lot of mess. Like, just a messy, I don't know how else to describe it. It was a messy buffet of bullshit. Anyway, I'm glad I dodged that bullet, because he was really shit. Anyway, so after that, he had to leave. I couldn't take him in my house because he kept making me mad. Every time I looked at him, I just wanted to hit him. No, he left. He didn't talk for a couple of days. He called me like 2 days before he had to fly back, telling me, you know, that he's not even going to fight for me because he doesn't deserve me. And he knows, like, you know, it was just a lot of mess. There was always a woman drama with him. I remember one time he called me from his state that he was living in. His baby mama didn't have no food. He was like, can I go grocery shopping with her? He doesn't want to send her the money, but he'll send me the money to go grocery shopping so that, you know, her and his kid can have something to eat. It was a mess, whatever. Crazy shit. Nonetheless, we broke up. But that was a lifesaver, because I remember he was trying to get me pregnant the whole relationship. But I remember I had goals and had stuff to do, and I wanted to travel. So I wasn't let that happen. And we broke up sometime, I think it was like end of summer when all of this happened. Come to find out, like years later, when I happened to see him like on Facebook or something, he has 2 kids that were born a month apart. The following year after we broke up. So that means we broke up, and when we broke up, he had 2 women pregnant at the same time, and those 2 women gave birth 1 month apart. I was not trying to be nobody's stepmama, so everything works out for a reason. But that was a toxic relationship. There was so many other crazy things that happened in between that relationship. Like, I don't know. It was just too much. Too much to tell. And some things I won't tell either. It just sucks. Like, why do people do that? You know, like, why get in a relationship with somebody and try to be something that you're not to like the 10th power? Like, I understand you just get in a relationship with somebody so you're a little quieter or something like that. Your demeanor's a little more reserved. But what I can't understand is, like, get into a relationship lying about having a job, lying about having money, lying about having kids, lying about a drug problem. He had a drug problem too. That didn't come out right away. Just lying about everything. He lied about how he got out of the army. He said he just got out because his time was up, but he did not. He got out because of psych reasons. That's another thing. One time, towards the end, He called me. I'm like, hello, what's going on? What number is this? And he's like, oh, I'm in the state psych ward. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you're in the state psych ward? And that's when he told me he was on all types of medications to balance his like bipolar and personality disorder. And he stopped taking them because he started to feel good in our relationship. So he didn't feel like he needed them. So he stopped taking them. And then he had like a couple episodes. And again, remember, we live long distance, like separate states. So it's possible he had episodes and I wouldn't see them because I wasn't with him 24/7. That shit was nuts. Anyway, God is good because I dodged that bullet. I'm so happy. I probably would have left eventually anyway because I can only take but so much. So anyway, I'm gonna keep eating some more chips. Boom. He ended up having like 7 kids by 7 different women. Inconsistent baby mamas. Alright, I'm getting full. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you like story times, let me know. I have more. I'll probably get better with it the more I do them.